All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success Zone Friday morning edition, November 2nd. Remember, everybody, to go out there and, except for Armand, to vote. Voting is Tuesday, so no matter what your political party is, everybody should go out there and vote. That's my political statement today. So, anyway, Eric asked to join us today, so I said, okay, we're going to give him some time. So we'll open up today's call with Mr. Eric Worre.
And there's lots of challenges. Like I say all the time, network marketing isn't perfect. It's got its challenges. It's got its ups. It's an emotional business, but it's better. It's better than other entrepreneurial options for a person, the average person that's out there that might not have a lot of money, but has some passion, has some desire, has a willingness to go after what they want to flex with their entrepreneurial muscles. It's better, right? But one of the things that I want to talk about today is, how do you handle it when you have a close friend or family member that maybe they never join, but maybe they join and never do anything? And you're just filled up with so much frustration because what goes on in your mind is oh my gosh, they have so much potential. They've got so much potential. I mean, if they know everybody, they're just a natural salesperson, or they're a natural leader. And if they would just flex their muscle, if they would just engage, if they would just not just dip their toe in the water, but if they would just dive in. So if you've been around network marketing for a while, you've had this frustration. I've had this frustration. And sometimes you feel like you're letting them down because maybe you're not being the leader that they need in order to be able to engage. So you try all kinds of things. You try to encourage them. You try to flatter them. You try to kick them in the butt. You try to say, come on, let's go. You try and do all these different things. And they never quite do. What do you do with that? I'll tell you what I finally learned. Is you can't make people be successful. You just can't. You can't make people face their fears. You can't. You can't make people get past their ego. You can't. You can't force a breakthrough on someone else. Some of the best advice I got early on was, don't fall in love with potential. I'd rather have somebody who's unemployed, doesn't know anybody, maybe has had a rough life, but they really want this, they're hungry, than someone who knows everybody in the world. Maybe they're a celebrity, maybe they've got natural abilities and they just won't take action. You can't force hunger on someone else. You can't force desire and ambition on someone else. You can't force the facing of fear on someone else. That's something they have to do on their own. So I still have people in my life that, my gosh, if they engaged in network marketing, they would just tear it apart. But they don't. And you know what I finally learned to do? Is to let that go. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Number one, don't fall in love with somebody's potential. Number two, love them where they are, without judgment, without criticism, without aggression, because sometimes it gets frustrating. Let them be where they are. Love them where they are. Let them do what they're going to do, and work with the willing. Work with people where you're not pushing all the time. Work with people who are calling you. You don't have to call them all the time. Work with people who are showing up at the events, not the ones you have to invite to the events all the time. Work with people who are using the products, not the people you have to remind to use the products all the time. There's enough willing people out there in the world. Work with them, regardless of how much potential they seem to have at the moment. Potential is cheap. Potential is common. Here's what's unique: hunger, ambition, willingness to work. willingness to face your fears, willingness to go out there and be uncomfortable for a season, willing to endure the loss of social esteem from other people, be willing to accept that other people might think less of you for a time while you're building something like this. Work with those people versus all the potential in the world. Love those people, work with the willing. That's our show. I hope you got value from it. And ladies and gentlemen, my wish for all of you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact. We do have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have an amazing day. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, my name is Eric.
All right, good message, good message. And, I want to start with that because, a lot of people, when you make your list and you start calling people, a lot of people get enamored with people's backgrounds or what they've done in the past. And now you understand, a lot of you, my philosophy, which is tell people what to do and work with the ones that do it. And because those are the willing, those are the people that really have that hunger. And they're the ones that are willing to go out there and face those fears, on a daily basis. But the first step is, right, you gotta go out there and you gotta fish. And no matter what you catch, see, in the beginning, you're gonna throw your hook into the ocean, and whatever jumps on that hook, you're gonna reel in. Right? You're gonna reel in and you're gonna figure out, okay, what did I catch today? Did I catch a shark? Did I catch a guppy? Right? Did I catch a whale? Did I catch a minnow? Okay, you don't know. Okay, and as you go, as you move forward and you gain experience in this industry, you know what you start to do? You know what kind of fish you want to catch. And you start to catch those types of fish. You know where they're swimming. You know what kind of bait they want. So in the beginning, you leave your business a lot of the times to chance. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. But after experience, you start to catch who you want to catch because your belief system is so big. But see, I don't want people to think like that. I want you to catch whatever you can catch in the beginning. And then you just put people in a box, right? Is this person willing? No? Okay. I know that person is incubating. I'll come back to that person maybe at some point, right? They're going to harvest. Maybe that incubation will turn into desire at some point. It did with me. Okay, incubating, right? And sitting there for 2 years. Eventually, right, I was born and I found some desire. And a lot of you know where my desire came from. It was the desire not to go back to work. Lisa was born day one with desire. And then there's other people that you'll catch that are willing to do whatever it takes. And then there's people that will come into your business that won't do anything. Those are always the three boxes: people that just do, people that incubate, and people who have unbelievable desire. But what we have to do is we got to go out there and give people a chance. See, if you look at it that way, you're not closing anybody. What we're doing is we're giving people a chance. We're giving people an opportunity to change whatever they want to change. So even though this says the secret to closing the sale, I don't like the word closing. I like the word to give people an opportunity to change. Because that's all we do. And when you look at it that way, right, you're just offering people a way of what you found to be a better way. So let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about the secrets to what they say closing the sale is. Okay, so understand, when you talk about the psychology of selling, the art of closing the sale, okay, there's effective closing techniques, okay, that people use. And if you practice these techniques and you use them dramatically, it works. Okay? But guys, remember, I never want you to just go and start using these sales closing techniques. You got to always introduce your personality. You got to always use your charisma. And then you just start to understand, based on who you're talking to, what might be the hurdle you have to help them over. Because everybody has one. And that hurdle is usually influenced by fear. Right? If I have a hurdle coming up, it's much easier to go around the hurdle than to jump over it. In other words, it's easy to ignore it. And this is what people suppress their whole life. They never want to address why they are where they are. Okay? So here's some of the things you have to know. In the average sale, over 80% of sales are closed after the 5th attempt. A lot of people don't know this, especially new people. Okay, new people think, okay, I'm going to make my list. I'm going to start talking to people, right? And they're either going to do it or they're not. That's my logic. But you got to understand, in most cases, when we say the 5th attempt, it may be the 5th bit of information you send them, right? If you look at the sales process that a lot of us teach, no matter what company you're with, it's what? It's an introduction to a video. It's maybe a 3-way call, right? It's maybe a opportunity presentation. Maybe it's sending them more information or a website. Maybe it's then going to a lunch or whatever that needs. 3rd to 5 attempts is usually where the sale comes through. Now, all I'm ever trying to do, when I talk to a person, is get people to make a decision. I like it very quickly, a yes or a no. But a lot of times it doesn't come at you that way. And I'm going to show you all the things and all the hurdles they're going to throw at you. The last thing you want are people who are thinking about it. See, I want to get as much information to their hands so there's nothing to think about. The only thing to think about is, what's your decision? And I'm okay either way. I'm okay either way. Right? A lot of you know that we're starting a brand new opportunity, and we're going to be going really, 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 really hard. Right? When we make our list, and I'm just going to say, listen, here's what we're doing. Here's the concept of what we're doing. Here's the information. Are you willing to look or not? That's the first step. Are you willing to look? And then it's going to be all-out massive action to invite. And once they look, now it's real simple, right? Yes or no. That's what I want. That's what you want. But I'm going to set it up on the front end. Sonia, here's what we're doing. Let me tell you. Let me paint this picture. Are you open to looking at what we're going to launch? Yes, perfect. I'm going to send you this information. And here's all I ask, Sonia, okay? Because Lisa and I are going very fast. After seeing the information, I would love you to say yes or no. I'm going to set it up on the front end. Okay, so they expect, okay? So that means after the 5th time that you have given your customer the opportunity to buy, over 80% of the closing takes place. Now remember, okay, the wording that they use here. Customer, okay, a customer. Well, our customer can participate not only in the purchase of our product, but they could also participate in the purchase of the franchise. Right? You understand? We're not. This is not a franchise. Multi-level is not a franchise, but they could also own a business. So I have two chances. In most cases, a customer is what? Someone who just buys the product. So I'm offering both. And by the way, Sonia, if the opportunity is not something you want, okay, I would love you to be a poster child for our product, because everybody can use my product. So I never want to leave nothing to chance. Well, Jeff, you know what? I saw the opportunity, and I think you and Lisa are going to kill it. Best of luck to you, okay? But I still want to buy the product. Did I still win? Of course I won. Of course I won. She bought she bought the product. So I want to make sure, remember, what's our goal? I want dollars spent in my business. You all have your own company. Don't you want dollars flowing through your company? Well, consumerism is a very big part of that. The more closing technique that you know, the more likely it is that you will close the sale. Now, when we say technique here, it's understanding what's going to be thrown your way. That's all. You're not shocked when a certain phrase comes out of somebody's mouth, and we're going to show you those. Because selling is a skill. Selling is a skill. And good salespeople are made and not born. How do you become a good salesperson? If you want to use that word, okay? See, I'm a good listener. That's what a good salesperson is. I have to listen to the needs and wants of the person, right? So I can just offer them a way to change whatever it is they need to change. And the way you're made is to talk to a lot of people. It's real simple. So I believe that enthusiasm is one of the key components to getting people to at least want to see or hear about your opportunity. What they're saying here is 51% of all closing effectiveness comes from your enthusiasm, your excitement about what you're offering. Hello? Well, Jeff, didn't you say it's not about the widget? Yes, I've said that 1,000 times. I still have to be excited about the widget. You follow me? I still got to believe that there's a need for the widget. And I would actually challenge this. 51%, I think it's probably more in excess of 70%. Not to get someone to do it, to get someone to want to at least look at it. Isn't that step one? Is to get people the information and they want the information. How about this? To be excited about the information you're sending them. Hey, Alicia, it's Jeff. I'm going to send you some information. Will you watch it? Okay, she's not excited when she gets it. Hey, Alicia, it's Jeff. Let me tell you what we're about to do. Lisa and I are starting the biggest project of our life. I thought of you. And I know, okay, without a doubt, when you see this information, okay, you're going to get really, really excited. I just want you to confirm that when I send you this, you'll at least watch it. Will you do that for me, Alicia? You see the difference? There's a big difference there. Wow, Jeff and Lisa are starting the biggest project of their life. Sonia's starting the biggest project of her life, right? Larry started his biggest project of his life. What is it? Versus, hey, or just randomly texting people and randomly blind copying, sending people a text. Watch this. First of all, you know what happens there? A lot of people won't even open it because they think it's going to affect their computer. It's spam. You got to set up the information. That's what I'm talking about here in enthusiasm. The initial call. See, when I'm initially calling people, I'm not going to explain. I'm just going to say, I'm so excited about the biggest project of our life. And I want the video to get them to the next level or whatever it is I'm sending them. When you successfully transfer your enthusiasm about your product or service into the mind of the customer, he or she will buy and a sale will take place. Okay? Now, I think what happens is when you're excited about your situation, no matter what you're offering, now remember, you got to be very, very strategic in what you're offering each individual. When we do what we're about to do, I am going to talk about, right? The video is going to talk about the product, but I'm offering people the opportunity. With the product as a backdrop, if they say no to the business side of it. Follow me? So you got to match what you have to the person. There might be some people you go to and say, listen, because of the results people are getting from the product, I want to get you this product. I want you to buy the product. You just got to know what door you're going into. Okay? Believe in what you sell. The most effective salespeople know their product, they believe in their product, and they love their product. Yeah. I agree, 100%. Yes. I have to believe there is a need for the product. I have to know without a doubt that the research has been done, the results have been gotten, and that's going to get me to have belief. But the other best way to have belief is what? Always be a user of your product or your service. Everybody. Some of you have a company that has many different products. There's companies out there with hundreds of products, right? Okay, find a product that you believe in. You don't have to love all 100 of your products, but you got to find and get a belief in something. Without this deep belief in the goodness of what you're selling, you can never reach the level of enthusiasm that must be transferred into the mind of the prospect to make them want to buy. Okay? Now, understand that when you believe in what you sell, you can't fake enthusiasm. That's what I'm trying to talk about. I don't want you going out there trying to manufacture enthusiasm. If you are there, it's going to be a tough road. See, my enthusiasm for the industry will never, ever go away. For the industry. Because I know what we offer. And I know, as you all know, everybody would love something that we offer, whether it be the product or part of the opportunity. We all know that. That's got to be your initial belief. Because that's going to get your enthusiasm ignited every day. Every day. And that's all we do. Just keep sharing what we have. Love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life. I've said this 1,000 times. We haven't worked in 26 years. Listen to me. We haven't worked in 26 years. I keep reminding myself of that. That's pretty cool. Because we really love what we've done. And even though, right, we've had lots of people get tremendous success, we also have a big graveyard. What does that mean? Well, you know how many people said yes to us in 26 years and didn't do it? But we're still here. They quit the journey. So this is why all those people that have gotten success increases my enthusiasm. But the people that didn't get the success doesn't weigh on me. I feel sad for them, but they quit the journey. They went back to the comfortable. See, I want you guys to taste what it is not to have to go back to work. A lot of you have tasted it. And the last thing you want to do is go back and get a job. So expect the best. You must confidently expect that the person is going to say yes. You got to see people as they're already in. If you ask often enough, when you ask the prospect to buy, you must confidently expect them to buy. So I'm always looking at people as they've already said yes to me. Why would they not? I'm going to already, remember, step one is closing them to at least accept your information. We just went through that. That's your enthusiasm. And if you get them to want to watch your information, they're looking at it in a different way. But you will be successful. Confidence in selling comes from knowledge. It comes from practice. It comes from experience. It comes from believing that the products can do what you say the products will do. Here's where you insert your testimonial. The testimonial about the opportunity of what it's going to do for you. If you've experienced your product benefits, is sharing with them the result that people have gotten. What if you haven't gotten a result from the product or the opportunity? Then you share the testimonial of others who have. Either way, makes no difference. Well, Jeff, aren't you brand new? Yes, but let me share with you all the results people have gotten. Now, what if you're in the startup? Then you talk about the success in the industry. See, when you know how to bob and weave, no one could put you in a corner. No one could say that you're not excited if you're sincerely excited. That's my point. No one can say, I have my goals written, Alicia. No, I haven't gotten any results yet. I'm brand new. But based on the goals I've set and based on the pay plan I'm part of, I'm going to be earning $5,000 at the end of this month. How is she going to say no? She can't say that's not what I'm going to do. She may think it, but if I'm excited about it, do you see how that kind of transfers? Wow, I'm talking to somebody that really understands what he needs to do, and he really believes he's going to be successful. Well, isn't that better than the alternative? Well, I don't know, Alicia. We're going to get this and we're going to do this together. I hope it works. Oh, give me part of that opportunity. I want that hope thing. No, 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 no. Right? Here's the land. Here's my blueprints. Here's my architect. Here's the building. No, I don't see a building. I see sand. No, here's what I see. Here's my blueprint. You can't tell me, okay, that I can't build this. But I can't see it. Well, I have 10 other investors who saw the same thing. See, I'm sharing vision, am I not? That's what you're doing. Doesn't make a difference. Expect the best. Qualifying your prospect. When you're making your list, what do they want? What are they looking for? In the process of selling, there are several other steps you must take before you close. First step is qualifying. You cannot sell a product or a service or an opportunity until you have thoroughly qualified the prospect. Why do you think we say over and over again, every company, start with your warm market? Why do you think that is? Because you know what they're looking for in a lot of cases. You know the car they drive. You know the hours they work. You know whether the wife works or not. You know where the kids are when the wife works in daycare. You know the hot buttons. If you have a weight loss product, you know how they eat. You know if they're overweight. You know if they're lacking energy. If you're matching, right? You know if they're sickly. Okay, that's why we say work with your warm market. The qualifying's done. See, when you're talking to a new person, that's why listening is so important. This basically means you first have to find out exactly what the client wants before you try to sell them. Yes, if I'm going to be talking to Alicia, Alicia, it's the biggest project of our life. I'm looking to build my team. I'm putting together my board of directors. I thought of you. We've been in a couple of things together. I found it. Why? Because I'm in charge. I want you to look at this. See, I'm going to hit her with the opportunity. But I'm also going to make sure, right, when I'm making my initial list, that's not going to be with cold market. It's going to be with my warmest of warm market. And that's how I'm going to lead. So know your customer. Know what you're offering each individual. 4 questions for qualifying. To qualify effectively, you have to find the answers to the 4 questions. Right? So I have my list, right? I'm going with my warm market. Does this person need what I'm selling? Now, this is a yes regardless. Why? Because you have an opportunity to offer. See, if you're in weight loss, as an example, and the person is in unbelievable shape, he's ripped, right? His abs are busting through his shirt, okay? And that's all you had to offer that person. This may come into play. But tell me somebody who doesn't want or need something that we offer in multi-level marketing. Remember the globe? I know everybody wants something. So yes, do they need what you're selling? Now watch, do they want what you're selling? I think everybody wants it, but not everybody's going to say yes to it. So I have to match it. Can the prospect use what you're selling? Can the person afford the product? Okay, could we talk about this for a second? Well, Jeff, $200 for your product is a lot. $300, I don't know what it is. $100, $50. Now, my answer to that is, well, let me ask you a question. Alicia, if I could show you how to get paid to use our product, how much would it be? How much would it cost you? If I showed you how to get paid to use our product, well, how does that work, Jeff? It's exactly why I'm sending you this video. It's exactly why Lisa and I are so excited. We're going to show people how to get paid to use our product. You see how you dance right away? Boom. You don't go, well, it's only $1 a day. Everybody could find $1 a day. No, or it's $2 a day or whatever that is. I'm going to show you how to get paid to use the product. That's what we're excited about. I'm going to make a fortune showing people how to get the product for free. Does the person want the product? This is where you have to understand, what product are you offering? I want you all, because you're seasoned, okay, to lead with the opportunity. Everybody wants something the opportunity gives them. No, I don't want that residual income. I'm good. I want to work the rest of my day, my life. No, of course they want something. So these are the 4 questions when you're qualifying. Why the close is difficult. The moment of closing is always difficult. There is always a moment of tension. There is always a feeling of stress. Okay? If you get to this point, whenever a customer reaches a point where he has to make an important decision, whenever he has to spend money, tension wells up inside of him. He experiences the fear of what? Failure. There's fear. That's why you have to make this part very simple. I'm good. I know where I'm going. This is your attitude. I thought of you. And I respect. Once you receive the information, you'll be able to make a decision if you want to take the next step. It's either a yes or no. I'm okay with it. Give him the permission to say no. When you give people the permission to say no, It takes away the fear. And just remember, if someone does say no to you after you take them through this, it's not a no to you. And this is how this is how you stay moving forward. And when you understand there'll be a lot more no's than yeses, that's okay. Why? Because if everybody did it, we wouldn't have an opportunity. You guys understand that, right? We wouldn't have such a great opportunity if everybody said yes. The reason we have such a great opportunity is because most people are full of fear. You'll get that one. Okay, it's the truth. Every one of us as human beings experience this fear of failure. The tension and the closing moments of the sale is caused by what? Making a mistake, the fear of buying the wrong thing, the fear of paying too much, the fear of being criticized by other people. Good morning. Hello. That's everything right there. Oh my God, buyer's remorse. You ever hear that? What did I do? Well, this is really where I believe, right? Once someone says yes, it's not like, okay, that one's done. Cross that one off. This is when some people say, hey, I don't need Success Zone to be successful. I don't need training to be successful. I just could go out there and recruit a lot of people. Oh, really? How many stuck? Remember the foundation? Product, opportunity, and training. You're a good recruiter. Great. You're number one in your company. Woo, for 30 days. How many of those people are still with you in a year without the training? Really? I believe you probably never really built something. No. I want people, okay, I believe the closing starts when they say yes. That's my philosophy. That's where the work begins. Are you kidding me? Now, you know what I did? I just sponsored somebody that's going to be full of fear and doubt. I was good enough to get them in. I got to get them out there working now. Remember, now this is where the Eric Worre thing comes in. Work with the willing. Well, when I sponsor somebody, I got to now find out, that was Wednesday's call, is this person willing? Now I got to sit down and I got to find out their needs and wants. I got to let them know I'm going to be there. See, recruiters don't do that. They're just happy because they got another notch on their belt. No, the work starts when they say yes. This is where you see people who have a loyal following because they know your heart's right. So remember, yes, this could cut both ways. When people stop themselves from making a decision, it's because they're fearful of making a mistake, doing the wrong thing, paying too much, being criticized by other people. But remember, it cuts both ways. Once they do say yes, it doesn't mean this goes away. It just means you got their money and they're somewhat committed. But I will tell you, people will walk away from the money they put into it if they feel the criticism from other people. Just because someone bought $1,000 worth of your product doesn't mean they're going to be in forever. Do you know we used to get people committed between $5,000 and $600,000? In our first company? Do you know that still didn't commit them? I had people walk away from that. So understand, it's important to be there once people do say yes. So what happens when a person feels the fear? It's very much like having a spear, right? Or a knife in the stomach. And what do most people do? Remember, they haven't made a decision yet. In this example, they walk away. They come up with what? Well, you're going to see what they come up with. Here's what's going to be thrown at you. When the customer experiences fear, he retreats. Have you guys ever heard this? You know what? Let me think it over. Could you call me back next week? I'm really busy this week. Let me talk it over with someone else. You know, I don't do anything without my wife, except everything. Okay? I have to check it out first. I can't afford that. I have no time. See, have you ever heard this? These are all the different ways that the customer tells you that. I don't think of it. I don't think if I made the decision, it'll be the right thing for me. Understand this. That's all this is fear. And we think that if people go through this process, they'll eventually come around maybe and say yes. So this is why you have to set this up correctly in the beginning. But understand, this is why, and some people, guys, you're not going to overcome this sometimes. It's not something you're just going to overcome. Either they're going to do it or they're not. I've always been now, right, being in the industry for so long, the right people just do. And that's what you look for. The fear of rejection. The second major stumbling block at the close is the fear of rejection. It is the fear of the prospect saying no. I kind of addressed this in the beginning. Give them the permission to say no. Be okay with hearing no. Each of us deep down inside has a fear of being told no. We understand that. That's the average person. I got to walk them through that when I'm sitting down and making their list. You do understand, Alicia, when we make this list, not everybody's going to say yes. I want you to understand, when you hear a no, you got to give yourself a high five. She's going to go, why would I congratulate myself when I heard a no? Because you're going through the process. You're doing what we told you to do. That needs to be celebrated, girl. Oh, okay. Now the no has no bearing on her. She hears a no, you know what she does? Well, she remembers Jeff. Jeff told me to celebrate. Woo, honey, what's going on, sweetheart? Someone told me no. He's going to think you're insane. That's the good part. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I got my 20 no's today. But what came out of the 20 no's? Probably a couple of yeses. So this is how I get people past that. I celebrate it. If you're not hearing a no, you're not doing anything. See, that's tougher to deal with. Now I got to go back to square one. Why aren't you doing it, Alicia? In fact, that's the first question I ask. How many no's you hear today? Because of this fear, we are cleverly organize our lives in such a way that we don't put ourselves in front of people that say no. We all know this. But see, when you get on that side of it, it becomes a challenge. It becomes fun. It becomes a game. And you enjoy it. You got to get to the point where you enjoy it and have fun with it. Because 4 out of 5 sales calls end with no's. This is not my training. It's my experience relaying this training. But this is every industry. Every industry, 4 out of 5 sales calls end with no's. If you have a problem with the word no, you're picked a very interesting profession to get into. 4 out of 5 end with a no, even the very best of times. In the finest economy, with the finest product, 80% of the people you talk to are going to say no. What if we showed you how to make a fortune with 10% people saying yes? 5% saying yes. Because if you're talking to enough people, 5% of a lot is a lot of people, right? What's 5% of 100? 5, right? Okay, imagine 5 yeses. Tell me your confidence wouldn't be through the roof with 5 new people joining your organization this week. 1%. But have you run the 100? There it is. Got to run numbers. And the more numbers I run, the more experience I get, the more effort, the more yeses. That's the key. Key factors in successful selling. One of the key factors in successful selling is to be prepared to hear no and continue. When the prospect says, no, I don't think so, you must be able to let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back. I like setting it up. I like getting their permission. Just like I showed you here in the beginning of this training. Your excitement and your enthusiasm. And then if you have to walk people through maybe some questions or leverage the 3-way call, it's going to help you be able to take that name, whatever that name is, and either move it forward or cross it off. That's my goal for everybody. I don't like when somebody is left in the abyss. I like either a yes or a no. Or it could be no at this time. And I will say, may I follow up with you in 30 days or 60 days? Well, no, Jeff, call me in the spring. Okay. Move the name forward. Call in April 1st. I'm not putting any energy against it, but come April 1st, because April 1st is coming, right? Hey, just touching base with you. I was just giving you an update. Let me tell you what's happened in the last 3 months. You see what you do? So you could take the no's and you could put it forward and touch base with them again. So you should always have a full funnel. Just remember, and you guys know this, rejection is not personal, right? You must realize that a no is not personal, is no aimed at as you as an individual. When a person says no to you, they're not saying no to you in most cases. They're saying no to you for your offering for a series of reasons. Our job is to face your fear, confront your fear, do the thing you fear, and ask for the order. And like I said, if you set it up in the beginning, they know what you're going to be asking for. Alicia, if you say no to the business, right, since I'm just launching, I would love you to get results from our product. I would love you to be a poster child for our product, whatever your product is. So now, after going through when she says no, you have no problem saying, okay, can I expect you to at least support my business and buy my product? You got to ask. See, sometimes we never ask because you don't want to hear it. Well, Jeff, you know what? Blah, 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 whatever. You went through what you're supposed to do. Just because you do everything like this, which I have done many times, I still get the no. But at least you know you put your best foot forward. Remember, always do your best. That's what we're talking about here. But not to expect any type of resistance. It's normal and natural in every sales conversation, always. At the moment of making a buying decision, this fear, this uneasiness, this tension starts to build up. But when you do it on the front end, it lessens. Your job is to get through the moment of tension as quickly and as painlessly as possible. That's what good closing techniques are for. Okay? Making it easy for the customer or the prospect to buy. So it's not always a manipulation. It's not a manipulation. It's sincere excitement about what you're doing. And people know this about you. And this is why sometimes I talk about this a lot, is that if you're going to start doing this, maybe before you go in, right, into this, the whole situation that you're about to get into, you reintroduce the friendship. In other words, if you haven't talked to somebody in 6 months, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to talk to them about your new opportunity, might not be the best approach. Just think, when you have your people, there's certain people I'm going to call right away. And I'm going to let them know what we're doing because we have that relationship. Other people, right, I might have to start the conversation now. Hey, what's going on? Touch base. At least say hi to them on Facebook or send them a message. Hey, been thinking of you. And maybe next week you call them. You see what I'm saying? You got to set it up. So we're going to take this through Monday, guys, because there's a lot of good information here. What time is it? It's 7:51. So I know a lot of people are starting to ask what we're doing. We're going to be announcing certain things. And I know this is a non-recruiting zone, but you know what? It's a recruiting zone for me at this point. Okay, and then I'll go back to non-recruiting. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm just being transparent. Okay, you're going to know what we're doing, all of you. Okay, and if you like to hear more, great. If not, I'm giving you the permission to say no. So you have no bearing on my attitude. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.